Hello, everybody. Welcome to some Overwatch today for GLEC. This is the last game of the season. This is going to be like helping to decide whether Valpo varsity gets to go to LAN next week.
Yes, welcome everyone, and this is a pretty high stakes game. I mean, as you said, this is gonna be a big decider in whether we
Yes.
make it to land or not.
Mhm.
This is gonna be quite a heavy factor. To be able to get to land, we're gonna have to win this game, and then have some other stuff line up in just the right way for us. So this is very important for us to win, and we are going against Mount Union here,
Mhm.
who I believe hasn't been having the best season, if I recall.
No,
So,
they have not had the best season. They are
mhm.
0-10 currently.
Which you hate to hear people having a bad season, but at the end of the day, it's better for us. So,
Yeah.
so hopefully, at least we get a good game out of it either way, which
Mhm.
is really all we can hope for. So,
Yep.
Valco coming here. It looks like we are starting on the Ilios here, which is pretty nice. I like it. I like it.
Mhm. Always like Ilios and probably going to oh wait, no, there is oh this
Okay.
oh this is
Okay.
an interesting roster.
This is definitely an interesting comp here.
This is new.
You know what? I'm down for it.
We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes.
It's definitely a comp of all time, but you know what? Sometimes you can just make it work,
Yeah,
and we're gonna see if they do. I have faith. I have confidence.
we have faith, yeah.
So coming out on the Doomfist, Pharmacy, Sim, and then Kiri. I wonder if the Sim is just for the
Sim's just
TP,
yeah,
or if
TPers they
they're.
call
I
it
doubt.
bagel.
Yeah, I doubt they were. I doubt they were gonna stick the Sim, but
Mhm.
lock in the Genji instead. So
Mhm.
Genji, Pharmacy, nice direct rocket there. Looks like Junkrat is going to point. Having
Yep.
a little bit of a spread out
Oh,
fight here. Gets an early
mhm.
pick, which is really, really good for
Two
us.
early
So.
picks going in. Both DPS are down going into this. The only ones that are left are their supports and their tank, and that Lucio is getting incredibly low in DAC. Um,
But here,
but
both
our
of their
Doom is also
DPS
low.
are. The DPS, the Doomfist found their DPS with their face, so they had to back up a little bit, grab a Mega,
A little bit,
leaving
yes.
leaving the pressure up to the Pharmacy and the Genji here. But, you know, those heroes are definitely fully capable of keeping this pressure up,
Oh yeah,
especially
for
against this
sure.
kind of comp.
Um, Vara with a Mercy pocket is still busted as ever. Always going to be a very good.
I would like to say this Pharmacy dealing with that is pretty much going to be solely on the job of the Ashe,
Mhm.
but the Genji did go down on Valpo's side to the Moira, but two picks in retaliation from Valpo is gonna keep
Yes.
this fight in their favor.
And with the Lucio getting very low, nice.
Yeah,
Getting that
empowered
kill.
punch, able to get the kill, but
We are
down goes the
seeing
Doomfist as well. A little bit of a trade there.
yes, but they are quite staggered going into it, especially missing one of their supports. It'd be a little bit dangerous to attack going into it.
So both teams kind of reeling from their early picks, trying to just restabilize a little bit, and never mind, they don't get the chance. I'm surprised. I'm surprised we actually didn't go for a boop here, but instead we go for the Justice Reigns. Two picks for the for the price of two, but one gets res, so
Yep,
we're
doesn't matter
back
in the
to
end.
positive.
And
And
that,
there we go.
yep. And we are still going in. They might have one more touch if they can organize this properly.
They have one more fight, but looking at the ults they have, they're gonna have Coalescence online, and they're gonna have Rampage, which we do have a Kiri for the Rampage, which is very nice. And we also have Rush. We have three ults coming in. Wow, no supports.
Yeah, no
That's
supports.
incredible
That's
for
not gonna
Valpo.
be good for them.
They are not gonna have a very solid fight here. The
Yep,
Queen
this
just
is
had to Rampage
unfortunate.
just to stay alive, and
And
doesn't
had
really get to do much.
yeah, she had to rampage in order to even have like a chance, let alone stay alive.
So yeah, we were talking about it before. It was a pretty unorthodox comp, but clearly they made it work. They knew what they wanted to do. So in taking that point, 100-0, which very good showing to start off. I'm assuming just gonna stick with the same comp as Undor. Oh, actually no, it is a swap
No,
off of the Genji to the Widow.
Little Flaps is gonna try out some Widow apparently today.
Okay.
I haven't seen his Widow. So we'll have to see. VamPD pulling out some Junker Queen as well.
Okay, okay, I like it.
Definitely like this.
I
Interesting.
wonder. I wonder if we're gonna. No, we're gonna see the same support comp. I would almost expected to see a Lucio with the Queen, but looks like they are not gonna be doing that. Getting a little bit of
No,
a TP swap.
gotta get the bagel.
Yep. So swapping over to the Widow again, as we saw before. So we got a little bit of a Queen mirror, but now they actually have a Bastion. They swapped off the Junkrat. So that's gonna very much change how we're gonna want to play this.
Yes.
Bastion known for being a tank demolisher in particular.
Lil
This
Fop's taking
Pharah,
out that Ashe very early too, I have to admit.
oh, getting two
And getting
picks
a
on
Moira.
the Moira as well. That Pharah was laying down such big pressure, it forced them out into the
Oh,
open
yeah,
for
for
the
sure.
Widow to have 3 pickings. Down goes Lucio, down goes
And
the Bastion.
And that was like a 4K, right? From
That fight was a 4K, yep.
I thought so, but I wasn't completely sure.
Ooh, I thought he was gonna get that shot.
Tried. This is an interesting place for like Valpo. So that's kind of trying to set up ahead, whereas Umu is trying to like.
This unorthodox comp is showing to work. I like it, and it got the kill. So now up 2. Traded, so only yeah.
They did get
Still up 2, I believe.
They did get the Widow, but
Ooh,
is it
what a
worth
knife.
it in the end? I don't know, but there goes
Well,
the Mercy getting the
They
res.
did not. Their pick on the Widow got undone via the Mercy, so able to still keep this forward pressure going on, and the Bastion extremely low, and down they go.
Also going for a ball now.
Ball
on
Zen
the other
as
team.
well.
I do like that. That is a bit of a dive comp going into this. We are seeing Ball,
Trying to keep
Zen,
the
Moira
Widow from having as much freedom, but down goes their Ashe, which was their main contender for the Widow. However, Zen is actually surprisingly still scary for a Widow, so trying to keep a little pressure.
Trying to keep that pressure, just trying to maintain it, but the
Valpo's just too solid.
Yep, just taking all of like their not time, but like just making sure that they get every kill that they can slowly and slowly as possible.
Valpo is having such good momentum, keeping it up with basically a spawn hold here, just utilizing their positioning very well.
Yes.
This Mercy is actually giving so much value because they've gotten a few picks, but they haven't been able to do anything with it because they've been able to res after they won the fight.
Yep.
They've been able to keep the pressure up. And they weren't able to touch, so Valpo having a very strong, dominant first game shows that they're willing to fight for their spot at LAN, which is very nice to see.
Yes, definitely.
Widow play.
I think this is the 4K.
I love the April Fool's eyes being on
They're
just
still
normal
on
games.
for
It's
the
so
rest-
funny.
For just a little bit longer.
Nice shots here. Yeah, and then later on he even got 2 more, which is really good. So, all right, first game goes to Valpo. Very nice to see.
We'll have to wait for some bans. I don't really think there's anything in particular I want Valpo to see. I kind of want them to just stick with not what works, but like just trying something new is always interesting.
Yeah, honestly, I would like to see them experiment. I mean, this first game showed that it was a pretty dominant performance. 2-0, 100%, 100-0 each side. It shows that you have some room to work with. So maybe experimenting with some different things. I mean, we already saw such an unorthodox comp on the first point. I'd be willing to see even more shakeups, more just something different. Mix it up.
Yep, so we are seeing Lil Flaps moving over to support, Anacaster being brought in for DPS. I think that's it for all the changes, and Fusik sitting out. I think this is the first game we've ever seen Fusik sit out on a game, so.
Hey, you need to take a break sometimes.
Need a break sometimes, I guess. So we're going.
Mercy
Hollywood?
gameplay is pretty taxing.
Going
Looks like we are going to Hollywood. Looks like the pick. Very nice, very nice. I don't mind this here. I mean, Valpo has shown that they're pretty flexible. We've, in the past, seen them be comfortable with either the brawl style or the poke style, which is definitely good on Hollywood. But earlier we saw them experimenting. So either way, I think they're gonna have something to some form of a plan.
I think anything that they do holding that small like area up at the front, I think they should do a relatively good job, even with such a weird unorthodox comp they'll probably be running. Um, Same thing with
I am
just
curious to what they're
attacking.
go. Yeah.
Huh?
I am curious to what they're going now.
I
There
am
was,
also
yeah, last
curious.
time we saw a Doom and a Queen. We
Yes.
saw a Genji
Pharah.
Widow and then Pharmacy Kiri. It's like
Mhm.
you know what? Just experiment. I'm really curious.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. Though I think we might see some Hanzo.
That is my
I got a
guess.
good guess.
Yeah, that is my guess.
Just because of the map, or do you know what I know?
I know you know.
Okay, yeah.
Genius. But I mean, even the map
Yeah.
anyway is pretty good for Hanzo. I mean, there's a decently long sights, but the main thing is there's a lot of high ground that he has
Mhm.
access to and choke points that he can infamously spam.
Oh
So
yeah.
the the legendary Hanzo logs just spammed at the choke.
Mhm.
It's infamous. It's infamous for a reason. So
Yes.
that is what I'm expecting to see. We may not. We may either
Mhm.
way.
So Valpo looks to be starting on defense for this one, allowing for Umu to do attack first. Let's see
Okay.
what
Okay.
happens.
So I wonder what they're trying to pick on defense here. I mean, as you said, we're expecting actually no, not a Hanzo. Actually getting the
Okay.
Widow instead. I mean, still a sniper, but hit scan instead of projectiles. So
Yeah. There is some interesting um there is some things I would like to point out, specifically for the BAP for the Malga. I think that's a very good pick just for high healing. Though I think an Ana might be a little more valuable here, just or not Ana. A Kiriko might be more valuable
hmm.
instead of a ERE for them. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's always worth
Um,
trying something out.
what scares me is the fact that it's on defense.
Yes.
With the BAP because they have the opportunity to swap much faster than you do.
Mhm.
So if they come out and they see the Malga and they go, okay, well we're gonna swap to Ana, which who
Mhm.
does very well into Malga. We
Mhm.
can't really swap that Malga very easily without just straight up dying.
Mhm.
So
One of.
that worries me a little bit, but we'll see how
Mhm.
it goes. They haven't really shown much. They haven't. They have not shown that Ana is in their hero pool. Not
Mhm.
necessarily that it isn't, but we can go into this Malga pick pretty confident. With
Mhm.
the early pick as well, which is nice.
One of the things I will also mention is that Umu is going a very low healing comp. I think this will probably harm them more in the end, just because in such a like the current meta, it's very important to make sure you have a lot of healing output, like
It,
attack and yes, but
it's pretty
lots of healing as
yeah
well.
this meta right now is pretty either all or nothing. You either want to
Mhm.
commit to having high heals or commit to having low, and they
Mhm.
seem to be playing a little bit in this middle ground. They don't want to commit to the full on like dive the low heal comp, but they
Mhm.
also don't want to commit to the high heal sustain that you kind of need to run these kinds of comps. So
Exactly.
it's pretty all or nothing, and they seem to be in the middle, which is definitely favoring Valpo here, being able to push them
Mhm.
back. In these longer fights, they're going to have more sustain with the
Yes.
Yari, stuff like the
Mhm.
pylon, and then just that being a high healing output character just in
Exactly.
general is going to benefit
Mhm.
Valpo in the long run here.
Though there are some characters that will potentially be a challenge. Well, he's dead now, but that was a good res. I think that compared to the other character you could res, I think the Junkrat there was a good option, just because
I love that the deterrent has eyes.
Junkrat can give a lot more damage output, like in just such a short amount of time, pretty randomly too. So not randomly, but like just more
Yeah.
out
All
there.
right, out comes the Transcendence.
Mhm.
Gonna be able to force them on the point. Down goes their Torb for it.
I'm sure.
But down goes their Mercy and their Ashe is getting heavily pressured. In
Mhm.
comes the Sun, and that's a pushback from
That's a
Valpo.
push.
They invested ults into that, and see, was the only one that was used. Oh no, they used both support
Mhm.
ults on Umu's side. They used both support ults, but wasn't able to actually get much done with it, which is very big for us. We only countered with both of our support ults actually, and we were able to push them back, which definitely favors Valpo here on the defense.
Mhm. One of the things though that is a little bit unfortunate for Valpo is that they were unable to stop them from taking the first capture tick. So a little more. So Umu only has to like do 2 more capture relatively, so they just have to have 1 or 2 more fights, and they could take point wins.
So, yeah, that did get them a tick, which is a little unfortunate. But out comes the Annihilation, and out goes the Ram, which is a huge win for Valpo here.
Huge win for Valpo. I don't think that was a good choice in the end. I think they should have just saved it and hold it
Taking
back.
Taking an aggressive angle with this BAP. I like to see it. BAP is just a soldier, BAP T76. So,
yes.
Taking an aggressive angle. And now comes the ball, actually. Looks like they are committing a little bit more to this lower heal comp, swapping to the Kiri as well to better support the ball. Opting not to have the Mercy pocket.
Yeah, they're swapping specifically to more of a dive, which I definitely agree with, especially with the Widow and Torb. Typically, currently being held at like the same place.
The problem is with the dive, it's definitely good against the Widow, and I mean, you do need to break through, but remember, they also do have a Baptiste, Iari, and Torb to try to dive, that you're trying to dive onto, which is a little scary. Out comes the Transcendence to counteract this cage fight coming in, but it's just not enough. Down goes the tire, in comes the sun. I mean, it's overtime, it might as well pop everything, and that's it. That's gonna be the round. Only got 35%, which is still a tick, so it's definitely not unwinnable for Mount Union here, but it's definitely gonna be a hard fight, showing how Valpo's been so strong.
For Umu here, Valpo did a very good job holding that defense right there. Now let's just see if they can continue to keep up this momentum that they've been showing today.
Absolutely. The momentum has been so strong coming off of that first point, or that first game, having 200-0 capture points, kept the momentum all the way into almost a full hold, didn't have to give a tick. So this momentum has been so strong in Valpo's favor. I'm expecting to see them just ride that wave all the way straight through and hopefully cap this point as quickly as possible.
Yep. So we're going into this. We are seeing another change from Chiroro. He is going on a bit of a Tracer.
A little bit of a Tracer, yeah.
the names are escaping me right now. So, we're also seeing a Brig. That's new.
Yep, we're also seeing a Brig, and I'm guessing this to go with the Rhine, which Brig is okay with Rhine.
I told you I'd say a Hanzo.
Yep. Yeah, we did see a Hanzo. It wasn't on the defense, but we see it on the attack here. And looks like this almost the same comp coming out from Mount Union, swapping actually to the Moira as opposed to the Mercy or Kiri that we saw before.
I do like that. Moira does have a lot of healing and a lot of damage potential. I don't think they were getting as much value out of the Mercy as they would like. So
this
I think
Rhine pick is definitely interesting to me. They're going to take a lot of pressure, especially from the high ground that they can't really challenge that well. But once they get in on point, since they only have to take one tick, they can kind of force the fight to be on the point. And once you're in close on a Reinhardt, that's where he lives for. I mean, he even says in his voice line, he lives for it, that brawl, but does go down.
Both of our DPS are down as well. And this is bringing
good thing we have another DPS in the form of a BAP. So does take out the Zen, but not quite able to get any more.
I would, if Atlas would have stayed on that platform going up, he probably would have survived that actually. I think.
But we do see the swap to the from the Reinhardt to the Queen here. Other than that, actually we see the swap to a Moira as well coming out from Little Flaps. So looking for this early pick on the Ashe, gets a nice headshot with the Storm Arrows, not able to seal the deal though. Just trying to push through.
Getting a kill on the Junkrat is going to be a very good thing. Getting a kill on a support, there's only
3 down. Just the Moira is left, and there we go. And we only need a tick, so just getting 3 on should be the game. And there we go.
And that's it.
Valpo coming out almost as dominant of a performance as the first game. Only had to give up a tick and got it on the second push.
Yeah.
Incredibly strong showing coming out from Valpo.
Valpo is doing an incredibly good showing
Is this the Sun?
This is Sun?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice shots too on the Valking Mercy, and now comes the Sun. And, whew! Yep, that'll do it for sure.
Yes, that is a way to get a play of the game.
Absolutely. That is one way to diffuse a attacking push. So
Yes.
Valpo going up 2 games to none on Mount Union. Mount Union's gonna have to pull out a lot to be able to try to
Mhm.
destabilize Valpo. They have been so strong, riding
Mhm.
this wave of momentum coming out from the first game.
Mhm. So we're seeing a bit of more of a change too. We're seeing Fusick moving over to tank, and if you have seen Fusick's tank, he likes to play Doom.
I'm so
So
down for that.
we are down for it. Lil
I
Flap's
mean,
moving back to DPS, Anacaster staying on DPS, Atlas on support, when Fan Beauty also on support, Chiroro sitting this one out. So keeping it up, keeping mixing it
and
up a little
it
bit.
it looks like there aren't any swaps on Mount Union's side as
No
well, so we can
swaps.
expect the same comp that we've
Hmm.
been seeing. Maybe the slight variation of
Yeah.
the Moira or the Mercy that we've been seeing, but
Hmm. So we
Valpo been mixing it up a lot. I like to see it.
so we're going to Shambali here, which um I don't know what my feelings are about Shambali. It's mixed. Sometimes I'm
I don't
like,
hate it.
Sometimes I'm like, it's a good map, and other times I'm like, eh.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what style of comp you want to run on it. It definitely
Mm,
favors kind of more long range heroes if you want to
yeah.
go a little bit more poke, but it also has some
Mhm.
aspects of brawl in it. But
Mhm.
which I think all benefits Valpo here. They've been so dominant in the poke phase and also the brawl as well, as we saw the Queen coming out. So
Yeah.
definitely has experience and momentum there. So I'm expecting to see a good push from Valpo here.
Yeah. Valpo choosing to go on the attack first.
Interesting. I don't hate
Interesting
it.
choice.
I
Don't
mean,
hate it.
trying to keep the momentum. I mean, they just got off of
Mhm.
pushing through an attack, just breaking through, getting that one tick
Mhm.
in the second fight. So I'm sure they're riding a lot of momentum. Want to keep that going all the way through. Just
Mhm.
might as well just ride that wave all the way through.
Yeah.
Which
Definitely.
hopefully we'll ride it all the way through the third
Mhm.
point is the goal here. And actually, we do see it. We see the Lucio pick on with the Fusick Ryan. Like that.
Yes, very interesting comp. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. We got the high speed and a fair amount of healing and damage coming from both the Moira and the Lucio, and a bunch of damage coming from the Junkrat, as well as the Widow. Not Widow's the one little oddball
Widow.
out, but just
Um,
looking for a pick.
Personally, I think the DPS aren't ideal for this comp, but I think the map kind of makes up for it. The Widow definitely can make use of these long sightlines of
Hmm.
Shambali, but then at the same time, the Junkrat can also make use of the tight corridors, the tight hallway that the point is kind of confined to.
Yeah,
So definitely
especially
not ideal, but
especially at the little
comp-wise,
house to the right that we're seeing
oh
off this
yeah.
widow,
Hmm.
the Junkrat can thrive off there like incredibly well.
Hmm.
Um,
So
regarding
maybe not comp-wise ideal, but I think that makes use of the map really
mhm,
well. And
regarding
what's also surprising is they have a Hog, which is actually really good for a Widow. It's
mhm,
actually good for both of our DPS. The Junkrat will be able to use him as a bit of an ult battery there. It's such
mhm,
an easy shot to hit, even with those projectile grenades. And it also means that there's no real protection for Hog's team
mhm,
from the Widow. So she's going to get full reign, making use of it with that Junkrat pick there.
mhm,
And down goes Mount Union as Valpo continues their momentum in on the first push, pushing it all the way through the first choke.
mhm. One of the things with so they are switching to Akiri for the hog. I think that was a better choice. I think they should have done it from the beginning, just in case Valpo decided to bring out
Wow, what a fire
Ana.
strike.
Beautiful kill on the Moira already.
And I want to point out, look at the ult percentages here.
Mhm.
Fusick on 81 on Shatter. Like, we do not have an ultimate minus beat that is under 60% right now.
Mhm.
And Mount Union doesn't have a single one over 60.
Mhm.
Huge Shatter comes in, gets big picks.
Mhm.
Down Mount Union goes, and that's gonna... We're fighting in second point, and we have just capped first.
Yeah.
So, going
They
back
are
to get
on a
3 on
roll
cart.
right now. They're just kind of sitting on a roll, trying to keep up this momentum.
Again, look at these ult charges. Valpo has so much momentum. Looking for the little bit of geometry shot. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, yep, like it, like it. Still getting that Widow, not Widow, that Moira incredibly low. I don't know where she is, but she keeps taking a large amount of damage. So that's a
The
little concern.
flank of the Widow.
Flanking Widow?
You missed your one shot. That was your one chance.
Yeah.
You needed to hit that shot to get the value. So now we're going down. We're going into this fight down one, but we have the ult advantage here, and by a lot. So pushing that advantage in with the Cole, making up for the lack of the damage of the Widow by just the sheer sustain. Coming in, getting 2 with that Cole as well. Okay, this is looking like a Moira play of the game. Moira moment coming in, getting all the credit.
One of the other things that was like I really noticed was that they were able to distract that Moira.
What a nice shield.
Flanking was able to distract Moira from being able to actually assist her team there, which probably assisted
the pin.
in helping.
No. I would also like to point out, this is a really cool little interaction that I saw. I think it was the Moira got hooked, and Fusick put his shield up while pressuring the Hog and just cut perfectly right in front of the Hog to block the shot. And now Valpo again has such a massive ult advantage, being able to turn on, being able to shut down that tire. Now Valpo has a shatter tire of their own and a beat. This is big advantage here. Although I will say the whole Hog is pretty scary.
That whole Hog is a bit scary. Same thing with that Cole lessons, but getting very low here. Just kind of trying to deal that little thing. Getting the Junkrat by flanking.
The 360 shatter! Woo!
Hype. That was very hype there.
Didn't even get the chance. Valpo with the dominant push with 4.5 minutes left in the time bank.
Yes, that is an incredibly good push right there going into it. So now all Valpo needs to do is just continue this momentum with defending. And I think they're on a good track to continue up with this pace on defense. I'm expecting to see a similar comp since it worked well, but again, we can always be switching it up.
I actually expect to see a little bit slower. I mean, now like you push through, you've had all the momentum, you've shown that you have it, but now kind of slow it down. You've kind of proven that you're able to win out in most of these sustained fights. I mean, you've shown that you can get the better of these sustained fights. You'll make less mistakes over time. So maybe going something that even slows down the fight. But it looks like that is not the goal at all from Valpo. With the Ryan Lucio slowing it down, that ain't what we're gonna see here.
No, and going with Lucio on defense is very risky, but sometimes it can play off very well.
Sometimes it just works, man. It is wild.
We're also seeing a Sombra coming in from this, and I do not hate that pick at all. Especially with going from the, especially with the other team having a Zen and a Malga. That Sombra.
So it looks like we're choosing to hold close here, which I actually like. Holding close here forces a fight really early, so you get a lot of ult charge, stuff like that. And if you win the fight, it's great. And even if you don't, we see the Torb Hammer coming in. No!
No, and unfortunately not getting his kill right there, but that doesn't matter. Taking out the other DPS in the long run, unfortunately getting...
But the thing is, because we chose to hold so close, we're going to get back and be able to have another pretty solid fight on this point, which is why you hold so close. That was really nicely played.
And not only that, but the tank and the Moira were still able to stay... Atlas and Fusick were still able to stay alive even though the 2 DPS and FanPG died. So we should be expecting still to maintain normal.
Wow, Moira getting very low, but wasn't able to seal the kill.
As well, yep, unable to get any kills there, trying to seal it, trying to go after the Zen maybe.
Looks like it. I mean, the Zen's already pretty low.
He is very low.
There we go.
Unfortunately for him, he is very dead.
Fusick low as well, trying to get away so he can get his health bar back up. But Sombra got 2 picks here. That's all you really need.
Yep.
And oh, there's a Malga there. But not anymore. Not when Anycaster's done with it. So this hold has been very aggressive.
Very aggressive and very good hold so far.
Which I guess that shouldn't really surprise me, judging on the comps that we've seen from Valpo before. Fusick's back at the holding close, just, hey, you know.
I don't think that a little bit. I think that didn't work the first time. Let's not hold so close. But
it makes the fight happen early, so you get a chance to back up more. So, you know, I don't hate it, but looks like Little Flaps has the Torb Hammer idea in his head again. Let's see if he can get it. No, the Lucio stole it.
FPG stole that kill.
Oh,
going after the Lucio.
had to swap off the hammer though.
Unfortunately, had to swap
Was-
off of the hammer, trying to get
Alright.
some kills in from
Having a little
this.
bit too much fun here now. You
I
might
think
need
so.
to
I think
be a little cautious here,
might
but
need to tune it down a
look-
little bit.
looks
But
like your team is here to back you up though. Coming in to help him. Ryan Cohen around the other side as both supports come in. And out comes the Molten Core.
we're also seeing Anacaster get back. Not sure when she died, but that would have been a very good
But
play.
down goes the
from them.
Ryan, which is pretty
Umu.
scary. Losing your main tank here,
Mhm.
especially the Ryan in such an aggressive comp, that's very dangerous to lose your
Very
tank. So
dangerous
gonna have to
going
play
into
reserve.
this. However, the thing is that he will be back fairly quickly.
In comes the
coming
tire though from
Going
Mount Union.
into this tire.
Does not get out, and that's a little bit of a stagger
Unfortunate.
kill too, because your Ryan just got back, and
Mhm.
down goes your Sombra.
Same
You're down
thing
both
with
DPS.
Cassandra. So
Um,
this is a little bit nerve-wracking, and Fusic is going to have to focus on keeping his touch if he wants to keep them close and keep the game as short
I
as
like this
possible.
decision. Playing a bit more reserved, waiting for your DPS to get back before you decide to full engage and take this fight.
I will state that if,
Wasn't able to get anything off of it.
mhm.
And in comes the cage fight with the EMP just immediately, just no
Yep.
cage fight for you. Not letting that slide there. But looks like
Un-
the fight kinda almost.
fight.
Oh, the Bob though. We need a touch on Cart, which we do. It's just a 1v1 here. Sombra actually very strong in these situations, and down goes the Ash to the Virus there.
Yep, and that did take that fight. However, this is still a very risky fight for Valpo, but also for Mount Union. They're going to need some touches here, but we're going to need them to... Valpo's going to need to stay alive. We can't afford a pick right now. So it's best to play very safe, but it seems like
speeding
our
the Ryan
Ryan
back.
does not want that. Does not care.
Malga coming in,
Malga's-
coming for the touch. I mean, you're at 3 seconds, triggered overtime, but are you going to have another one? Doesn't look like it, no.
Nope.
And Valpo, again, with the absolutely dominant performance, they didn't even get the first point.
Yep. That was a very good performance from Valpo here. Just going against Umu. Seeing a Fusic play of the game. I don't know what
Heck
this would
yeah,
have been,
we
but-
love Reinhardt.
Oh,
is this the Shatter?
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah, it
was
is.
The amazing Shatter.
What an incredible play. Recognize that they had so much momentum that they were going to have the ults first, being able to just press at advantage, being like, hey, you know, we keep this ball rolling, we keep that cart moving too. So incredibly dominant performance by Valpo.
That was a great way to end off the GLEC season. Hopefully, we will be seeing them at LAN next week. But you'll have to stick around, hear some more about that, like on our Twitter, Instagram, or something about that.
Yep. So yeah, we did mention that this game was very important for us to win, and we won it in quite a dominant fashion. So we're gonna have to see whether we make it to LAN, but we'll hope to be there. We'll hope to see you guys there as well. So thank you guys for watching. It was
Thank
a
you
great
so
game,
much.
and see you next
See you
time.
next time.